the squeaky chair.
Sony, you guys just had your scrimmage on Saturday. What did you kind of see from that? What's kind of the big takeaway there?
We looked pretty good. I was, I'll be honest, I was a little anxious and nervous after our walkthrough. That was less than our best. And we're a pretty nervous team. You know, we're young, and I think they were just ready to get out there and do something in front of some fans. And the good news is we played well. I was really happy with both lineups, and it was a balanced group. And I think we saw all the same things we've been excited about in practice, you know, with just the defense and the ball control, the balanced offense, speed of how we play. It all looked pretty good.
Galen, you're one of the veterans on this team with a lot of new faces. What's kind of a big adjustment you have to make for this team this year?
Yeah, well, in the past, we've had like maybe 6 people new every season. So already knew the personality, kind of the dynamic of the team. So just getting used to each other. But honestly, we clicked really fast in the summer. We all worked out together, and we all get along really well. So I'm really, really excited for this season.
You were on the NCAA tournament team, came up short last year. What does this team need to do to get back to that level, do you think?
I kind of like what Tony was saying, ball control, just high-level offense at the same time, just clicking together, you know, really meshing as a group helps a lot.
Coach, on Friday, you guys play Houston Christian at 11 and Wichita State at 7, and you guys also have as part of the Under Armour Challenge, you know, a bunch of games bunched up. How does that affect y'all's preparation, having all those games?
Well, this is pretty intentional. We're throwing a lot of volleyball at our team over the first 3 weekends. We're going to play, 9 matches in 12 days, some crazy amount. But, when we have this many new players, we just wanted to throw them right in. And to me, the best way for a team to become a team is to go through some stuff together and play. And so that's why we're doing it. So 4 matches this weekend. It's a heavy schedule, but this is the good part about having a little bit younger team. They bounce back fast. They're going to recover quick, and they can get through it. Last year we had an older team, and we looked like an older team during the non-con. And so we're seeing a different group this year. Even during 2-a-days, they handled those workouts really well, and it was nice to see their bounce back. So we've been able to manage reps with our more experienced players and keep them feeling good, but with our younger players, they've been ready to go every day. So Friday we're going to get our first taste of it. We're going to play twice in that first day, and 2 totally different teams are very good at what they do, and it's going to be nice to see how we prepare and get after them.
Coach, Brynn Williams got to play a lot of reps at the red and black scrimmage this week. What did you make of her performance as a starter, and do you think this could be a breakout year for her?
Yeah, I think there's no question she's been the one in our gym every day that we look at, and she's a jaw dropper. Like, she will do something literally every day, and you're just like, where did that, you just don't see it. Her jump is insane, how athletic she is, and I think that it's pretty cool also because she's in this place as an athlete where she's still learning things about herself and surprising herself a little bit. And so it's really cool because I think if you looked at every player on our team, they think the world of her as an athlete and know of her. She's a hype girl, and she's got this energy and great teammate, all these things. And now she's got this game that she's really discovering. And the team sees all of that. And, our only hope is that Brynn sees it the same way about herself that we see it in her. And if so, then she's going to have a great year, no question.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, you mentioned that this is a very young team, and I just wanted to know who has stood out in practice so far out of all the newcomers.
Yeah, the freshman group in general, really strong group, and we've got 2 freshman middles, Reagan and Kate, that are playing excellent volleyball. The back row players, Abby, Courtney, Emily, Claudia, they're doing a great job, and then Casey as our setter. So all those freshmen have had moments where we would look at our best lineup and have them in that lineup. And so you're going to see a lot of those freshmen right away. And with the transfers, Emily Merrick has been terrific. We saw that on Saturday. Simone had a great match. Some of our transfers just hadn't played a lot the last couple of years, so they're still kind of ramping up and getting back to playing at the level of the Big 12. And so we're going to start to see them really bust out pretty quick, and I think Simone started to do that on Saturday.
And Caitlyn, obviously last season, your season was plagued by injuries, and so I'm wondering how has your bounce back process been, and what do you feel like you can accomplish this season?
Yeah, I feel at the top of my game. That extra year definitely helped. But I'm really, really excited for this season. I feel just more relaxed and free as ever. And I think this last ride for me is gonna be a really exciting one.
Caitlyn, you mentioned it earlier, but how easier has the process of bringing all these new transfers been for you since you've been through it? And what have you, I guess, you learned through that process that has made welcoming in all these new faces a little easier?
Yeah, we've always been a team that transfers play, so it's never been difficult having someone new come in and bring them into the team that's already been established. A lot of us, we all have an open mind, and we're ready for anybody who's going to help us win. We're going to support them no matter what. So there's no bad blood or anything. If you're new, there's nothing like that. There's no judgment. We're just ready to win. So if you're going to help, come join us,
Same thing for you, Coach. I mean, obviously, you've gotten a formula and it seemed to work for you. Is it easier for you now to bring them in and not, like she mentioned, see people butt heads?
Yeah, no question. I think everybody transfers for a different reason. They all have things they're looking to get to or get away from, and I think we've been pretty receptive to whatever their situation is. And we like to tell them we're going to give them a soft landing and let them kind of start clean and just let them be them. And I think within the culture of our program, that's really what we're trying to do. Go in the locker room, be yourself. You don't have to change for anybody. We're going to accept and love you, and then we're going to go out and play. And I think the transfers are able to get comfortable and relax pretty well and let their guard down. And when you're a transfer, a lot of times you're guarded. You got some things you're trying to protect yourself with, and a lot of times it's hard to open yourself back up. And we've been pretty good, I think, at breaking that down. And so we can look at somebody like Emily, for example, and she came in right before we went to Europe. By the time we were finished with that trip, I feel like she had been on the team for 2 years. It was pretty amazing, and we're going through that right now with Simone and Elena, and Destiny's been here a while. So, I think the transfer situation for us has been pretty good.
And you mentioned a little bit of nerves going into the scrimmage. What are the nerves going into this first weekend? I know you were excited about the way they played, but I'm sure there's some things that you're still one to work on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Whatever we dealt with on Saturday, we'll do it again on Friday. And it's just one of those things you got to go through when you're a young player, especially. You got to learn what the process is and how to manage your sleep and how to shut it off so you can recover and play your best. And they're going to realize really quick that you can't play a full match on adrenaline alone. You got to let that go and just settle in and get your focus across the net and winning points. So, I'm going to count on players like Caitlyn to help them stay calm and just be prepared and be their best selves. But I think going through that on Saturday, just seeing a little taste of what they're feeling is going to be helpful to get them ready for Friday.
And kind of along that same line, how beneficial is it to have somebody like Caitlyn who's been here, who knows you, who knows what you like, to have her help these new faces along?
100%. And, this is the one thing that we saw when last season ended and we got into the spring with, every team's a new team every year, but to see Caitlyn and Reese and Maddie O'Brien really take over that leadership piece. And Caitlyn is extremely relational, and she likes to do things kind of behind the scenes and more one-on-one. But now to see her kind of take more of a team first and get in front of the group and, not be, waiting for somebody else to talk for her. She's got a lot of things on her mind, and everybody trusts her experience. And she's got a really good delivery. So it's really been nice to see her step into a bigger voice, I guess, and we're all better for it.
And Caitlyn, you know sign language?
Yeah, I do.
How did that come about?
In high school, everyone has to take a language, and I knew how hard the Spanish classes were, so I decided to take a different approach. My sister took ASL also, so and actually a lot of my volleyball teammates in high school also took ASL. So it's just kind of a thing. A lot of people took it, learned the national anthem. I still kind of remember it, but yeah.
I was going to say, how often do you still use it now?
I don't use it really at all. I'm very out of practice. I did actually, once I graduated finally, I kind of wanted to pick it back up again, but pretty busy right now.
Coach, I remember from your first press conference, you talked about how much deeper and bigger your team is this year. I know it's just a scrimmage, but was that something you were happy with watching Saturday?
Yeah, and you can't help if you know our program at all and what we've been, over the years. It was pretty obvious that this team is going to have a little more size, and that played on Saturday. And then the match itself was, 5 sets. It was 15-13 in the fifth. It was probably the most balanced scrimmage that we've had inter-squad, the most competitive. So I think that does speak to the depth of the team.
Caitlyn, speaking on your academics, you've been recognized 3 years in a row for being the academic All-Big 12 first team. Is that another goal for you this year?
Yes, absolutely. Tony G knew coming in that was a big focus for me, just because, volleyball isn't the most fruitful thing after college. So I always knew that I was going to need that degree, and now I'm getting 2 because of my COVID year. But, yeah, hopefully getting all A's again. That's always a goal.
And then, Coach, speaking on the size on the team, defensively, Emily Merrick was a pretty impressive player to scrimmage. Do you think she could be a fan favorite this year?
I hope so. Yeah, she's going to get every opportunity, that's for sure. I mean, 6'4" plays at just about every level. And but she's really good on her feet. She moves well. That left arm is going to score a lot of points for us. And that block was nice. I think our defenders really enjoy playing behind her. Yeah.
No, Coach, I don't think we had a chance. I haven't had a chance to ask you, but how nice is it to have Emily back on the coaching staff and somebody that obviously Caitlyn knows as well,
Right.
a calming presence on the bench with you?
Yeah, this is the hard part of being a fifth year is she's being coached by 2 former teammates, and so it's a different thing for her to have to recreate that relationship a little bit different, right? Go from teammate to coach player. But for me personally, everybody knows how I feel about Emily and what she did for our program and how her and I were so connected as a player and coach. I don't know that I've ever, in 25 plus years of coaching, she may be the one player that I was most on the same page with every single day. And just her whole approach to how she wanted to train and what she wanted to be as an athlete, and then how she grew into being a leader. And I think it was no question that she was going to be a good coach. But she's only 25, and to see what she's doing and how she's doing it, it's pretty impressive. So I am very excited to have her back.
How about you, Caitlyn? Relationship, Tony kind of mentioned it there. How hard is it to go from teammate to player-coach relationship?
Yeah. I had an open mind. I really respect Emily and Tatum a lot for what they did at this program, and I got to know them really well, and we were very, very good friends, very close while we were teammates. So in the beginning, I just wanted to see that dynamic, but I was always open to being coached with them. I trust their volleyball IQ, and they have a lot to teach me still. So I love being coached by them. I'm really, really happy that they're here.
Anything else?
Coach, is there any matchup in this Under Armour Classic that you're looking forward to most?
Well, every match is going to be a different challenge. And, opening weekend, there's so many unknowns. And so, yeah, I'm interested to see, we're trying to get every piece of information we can and watch old film and see what we can pick up on rosters. But I don't know that we'll know until we really get to see them live. But, you're dealing with teams that are going to be in the top half of their conference and pushing for NCAA tournament. And this is really a really important time for everybody to get those non-conference wins. So I think the whole weekend is going to be really competitive.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.